and it can be used in many, many different sectors, including the regular retail person, okay? The uncles, the cousins, the sisters, the brothers, the moms, the dads, the wives, and the ex-wives for that as well. But, let me share the vision. And the vision is that now you have the power to make a presentation and commoditize someone's purchases. So what does that mean? What does commoditize mean? You can create a live bidding event for a purchase, for a product, material, or a service, and create a bid and ask, a price that has live competition on it in real time that creates an emotion. It creates volatility, creates a human compulsion to win. And that's why when you look at the New York Stock Exchange, you have these stocks that will go viral because people are buying it, the stock's going up, and people are making money, and they keep buying more, and more people are telling about other people about, hey, look at Facebook, it's going up, and they buy it, then they make money, then they say something, and then it continues to go on and on and on. Well, here with Bidtron, it's going to be able to do that on a physical product, material, or service. So the same experience is going to happen. Let me get a little bit more common sense with you. Is you have your uncle. Your uncle is got to do plumbing in his house. There's antiquated plumbing. The house is from 1922, and they have to do a $30,000 plumbing job. All right, because the pipes bursts, or they're leaking, or whatever. They're going to go out to general contractors. Okay, this is your uncle. They're going to go out to general contractors. The general contractors are going to come over to your uncle's house, and your uncle's going to, at that point, assess the level of credibility from this plumber or general contractor. And then, of course, they're going to get more than one bid, right? Because they don't know if they're getting a good deal. So they're going to go out and maybe get 3 or 4 contractors to come out for this $30,000, $40,000 plumbing job. Okay, so now everybody's seen the job. Everybody knows that it's going to be all new PVC pipe versus the old aluminum or copper or whatever the case may be. And now he's got these proposals. He's got 5 proposals in front of him. Now he wants to make sure he's getting the best possible deal. He's already screened the plumbers. He knows that they're good with the jobs. Okay, no complaints on the Better Business Bureau, and they've done the due diligence before they hire a $50,000 plumber, just in this supposition. Now he gets those bids, he interviews everybody, he's ready to move forward, and now he can set up an auction and through Bidtron and have these 5 contractors bid on that plumbing job and potentially save them thousands of dollars. And it go from $50,000 to $43,000 or $46,000 or whatever that number could be. And the $99 that they pay for it is going to pay for itself maybe 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, who knows how many times over. So this application now commoditizes the plumbing purchase. It's like putting it on the stock exchange. And you have one buyer, your uncle, who's buying the service from the plumbers for the $50,000 plumbing job. You have your sellers, the plumbers, selling their service. And now in a real-time live bidding environment, in a 5-10 minute auction or whatever time necessary, and we can give consultation on time frames, they can now commoditize the service of that plumbing and save themselves thousands and thousands of dollars.
And Todd, that's the same, with that same, just that simple plumbing supposition. Think about all the general contractors, the office managers, all the different people that in plumbing alone can utilize competitive bids, where bid values can be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars on a commercial job.
So when we're looking at it from the retail level, and we're going to go into the commercial, we're going to go into the business, we're going to go into the services, we're going to go into the government, we're going to go into the schools, and we're going to go into our pockets, and we're going to pull out a giant wad of cash after you've succeeded at selling Bidtron. Now, we're going to go into the PowerPoint. Couple of things while we get there, before we get there, Riser, is that we put in big investments on this. And is there a chance? Well, of course there's a chance. There's always a risk when you take and try and create a new marketplace. There's certainly a risk. But I can say that the risks are educated risks, because it's the success from the EMEX Power platform that's now capitulated to the next evolution of what can be auctioned and what can happen to a buyer saving an additional 5, 15, whatever percent that could be. The current website you have that you see at Bidtron is changing in the next 24 hours, maybe 48?
This is within this week, absolutely.
Within this week?
Absolutely,
Okay.
within this week.
So today's Wednesday, so we're looking at Friday.
Possibly today.
Maybe today. We've got developers, we've got engineers and developers and designers working on this, ready to launch. This is on our staging site. This is on our test environment. So if you go to Bidtron.com right now, you'll see the current Bidtron model. This is the design with all kinds of information. We wanted to roll something out, so we put out the Bidtron site, but we were designing the master site at the same time.
So you're about to have a Bidtron front-end interface that is built from the ground up for conversions and to make sure that everyone gets it. And your back-end interface, everything that you're used to seeing, is already incredibly honed in. That's not changing. It's just the front end where now we have a true Fortune 500 style web design to back up the technology that is absolutely worthy of it.
So let's go into the PowerPoint, right, that we've begun the process with. Now, I also want to let everybody know that you've got a team of experts here that are going to support you through every process, every single customer if need be. You're with the customer, you need questions asked on the point, on the spot, in that time, real time. There'll be a Bidtron executive here. We've got Brian Turk available. We've got administrators available. Brian Turk is a new executive that has come into the Bidtron family. He's going to be speaking with us today. He's got his fingernails so deep in the trenches, he's right now sleeping Bidtron. So let's look at something here for a moment. And I want to go into the government and we'll look at the retail. Here's the power of the platform. Anyone can use this. Any one of your relatives, yourself, electricians, landscaping, lawn care, snow plowing. You know, these snow plowers are taking advantage of the situation right now. You can contract your snow plowing before the storm comes, and you can call up 4, 5, 6 snow plowing companies and get their quotes. Then you can start a Bidtron auction and contract them for the season. There's many, many ways of, you could think unlimited. We just put a few things here just to give you a food for thought. Home renovations and constructions, we use plumbing. It could be electrical. It could be a renovation. It could be flooring. It could be carpet. It could be roofing. It's literally limitless.
It's anything where competitive bids are involved. Anything where you're getting quotes is essentially what it is. And it is the ultimate negotiator, because neutral transparency that can be trusted by the bidders is going to negotiate the price down more than anything else, because it's all about price.
Let's say someone needed a lawyer, right? And their kid got busted for, DWI, or they're purchasing a house and they need a attorney, or they, many, many things. I mean, we're going to go into houses in this. We're going to talk about a lot of things about how this is phenomenal for posting these into your Facebook and the customer's Facebook, and they're putting an auction in. We'll get into a lot of that information. Yes, Twitter too, yes. But this is just a quick example of understanding that the platform can commoditize anything for any individual. It doesn't have to be businesses. And whatever that individual is doing, maybe that individual has a business, say they're a jeweler, okay? Let's just say they're a jeweler. Well, they're buying gold, they're buying silver, they're buying platinums, they're buying materials, and they're buying it from dealers that they purchase from on an ongoing basis. Well, they can commoditize their purchase of their gold or their silver. Maybe you have an energy company that's wholesaling electricity or gas or propane. You can have wholesalers that are purchasing commodities, energy, and use this platform. So not only is it good for Uncle Joe and Aunt Mary, but it's also good for your father's business, for your business, any brokerage business, freight business. You could speak to freight companies and freight brokers that are getting quotes and brokering and sleeving deals, and can actually use the platform. So if they have, and there's a lot of trucking brokers out there, and what they're doing, they go and put it in Google that you want to move to, you're living in the East Coast and you want to go to the West Coast, and you'll have Mayflower come up and Global and some of the other ones. I'm not sure of all these companies. And then there's a lot of smaller companies. There's three and 4 man van companies that have trucks that will take it out there. And then they come and they look at your apartment, they make an assessment, and they say it's going to cost $400 to move this to this particular region, or whatever the case may be. Well, you're going to get 3 or 4 or 5 movers, right? Well, at that point, you do a reverse auction after you got everybody's quote, you got everybody's name, everybody's come to your house, everybody's seen the haul, and now you've got different quotes. And now at this point, it's apples to apples. You send it out to the 4 different moving van companies that came to your home or to your office if you have a business. I mean, that's how diverse it is. It can go any direction conceivable. It's mind-boggling. And then you can do a reverse auction on those van lines that bid to take your furniture from the Poconos in Pennsylvania to Miami, Florida.
It is the easiest thing to do is to find customers who can use Bidtron.
And that's anyone. That's anyone. That's the beauty of it. It's not, well, let me think about this, and is it going to be construction? No. Is it going to be chemical manufacturers? I don't know about that. It's your mom, it's your pop, it's your brother, it's your sister, it's your uncle's sister. That'd be your aunt. But nonetheless,
or your mom.
That's where it goes. Because everybody at some point in time could use it, and then they have businesses, and then they're going to know other businesses, and they're going to do it with other businesses, and then those auctions are going to then get sent out to new prospective customers that can use it themselves.
I mean, Bidtron is perfect for anyone who uses an RFP. It is the ultimate time saver as well as negotiator. To be able to simply simultaneously distribute your single RFP to all of your established buyers and new ones that we can help you find.
Look at restaurants, right outside your door. Restaurants. They're buying produce, they're buying meats, they're buying dairy, they're buying vegetables, they're buying paper plates, paper cups, silverware, towels, you name it.
Those are all competitively purchased products. They're getting quotes from all the different secondhand marketeers and vendors trying to sell that to them. Every single restaurant.
So at this point, there's going to be an opportunity for that restaurant, that mom and pop restaurant or the big diner or a franchise, especially a franchise. You start speaking to, Domino's franchises and Pizza Hut franchises and the Texacos of the world and the Gulf's gas stations and the corporate that are purchasing these major things for their mini marts. Even the gasoline that they're buying from the wholesale outlets. It's great for it's great for so many different. We're giving just a little snippet here of what possibilities, and we can send this out to everybody. This PowerPoint, fantastic for government. Government is buying constantly. Look at all the rock salt that they've been buying in the Northeast with the snowstorms, and the services and the plowing services, all the paper that they use and the office supplies, the cafeterias in the schools, the milk products and the cleaning supplies and the pens, the pencils.
These are all goods that are submitted via RFP. That's the standard for businesses and government. Whether it's through an RFP or whether it's someone who could be on a smaller scale, mom and pops, the casual RFPs where they're just emailing and asking for quotes, whatever it is, competitive goods are what fuel this country and these businesses and our government. Competitive purchasing, buying and selling, and that's what Bidtron does.
And show me the money. Show me the money. Well, you've got thousands, hundreds of thousands, literally millions, but let's not go beyond ourselves right now. And you're looking at, you know what? If it is your uncle and he's moving from Pennsylvania to Miami, well, he's only going to want an auction on demand. I mean, how many times is your Uncle Joe moving to, Miami? But so he's not going to purchase nonetheless. He could also, once he moves to Florida, he needs to do renovation and put a new kitchen in there. And he's going to have contractors bid on that kitchen. He's going to get 3 or 4 bids if, he's prudent or she's prudent, because otherwise you know what happens in this world. You become a beached whale when you don't, take the necessary measures, and you got taken advantage of. People capitalize on this. This is what this tool does. It stops the public from getting predicated upon, because it creates competition in real time for the same service or product that in this case, Uncle Joe's moving. It's the same exact house, same exact furniture. Everybody's bidding on it from moving it from Pennsylvania to Miami, and it commoditizes it. Just like the New York Mercantile Exchange commoditizes natural gas. There's buyers and sellers. The value, the money that could be made between your neighbor and your neighbor's acquaintances and the business downstairs and the business across the street and the business 10,000 miles away, because this is not just for domestic use. This is good for any part of the planet. It is a universal application. It is meant to get the lowest possible buy prices and the highest possible sell prices for any products, goods, or services. So the applications are truly limitless. And the applications, it's so open-ended that it allows people to make their own markets, to create and commoditize things that have never even been thought of before. It's an open-ended tool. That's how we've enabled everyone here to commoditize the planet. Yes, if you have contacts in Canada, they can use it there. Or they can use it, you know, in the UK. They can use it in Asia. Anyone that has use for it, anyone that's living and alive at some point, everyone's going to need it. And the more people that you touch, the more people that you offer the opportunity to create a real bidding environment for whatever they want to purchase in services or products or goods, there's an opportunity. Now, of course, if Aunt Sarah's going to buy a sponge, it's not going to work for that, all right? But nonetheless, if Aunt Sarah is, let's think about how easy it is to create the value it takes for this to be worth it. It's $99 at the most for an auction. You can bid on, I mean, that means that on a $10,000 bid, it needs to be a 1% extra value in order for it to be worth it. Most RFPs and most bidding processes are worth tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars in procurement, in dollars spent. So for commercial and government procurement, essentially any purchase that they need to make is going to make sense for Bidtron. On the retail side, this is also perfect for reselling and for goods that aren't necessarily readily on the market or available that you can price compare. You can get your different sellers for unique jobs to come in and submit their bids. It will be the lowest possible price. We've been doing this in energy for 8 years. We've seen firsthand, and we've all become successful because of the power of the reverse auction. We know for a fact just how absolutely amazing these things can get lowered by. Contacting insurance brokers, insurance agents. You got this Progressive, right, that's out there, and they'll give you the quote, and they'll get quotes from 5 others. What about taking it a next step and giving the transparency to the customer and saying, hey, you know what? We've got 5 insurance companies that we're going to get a bid on what these particular needs are for insurance, whether it's life insurance or health insurance. Maybe not necessarily is it the best for health insurance, but automotive insurance. And then at that point, you can have a live bidding event on that life insurance policy that you might go out and for $1 million. Well, what's going to happen? You want $1 million life insurance policy. Well, they're going to have you go take a physical. They're going to look at your medical information. They're going to look at your age, and they're going to look at the value of the life insurance that you want. In this supposition, we're going to say it's $1 million. Okay, it's a non-term $1 million life insurance. Well, that's going to run. That's big bucks, right? You take someone in their 50s, they want $1 million life insurance. That's going to run them $500, $600, $800 a month, maybe. Depending on their age and their health, it could be more. Well, I mean, now you're looking at, a $5,000, $8,000, $10,000, $15,000 a year premium. And it's not term, so it's open-ended, okay? Here's until I die, and you're putting in, those premiums are expensive. Well, there's 20, 30, 40, 50, I don't know how many underwriters there are. You can take all that information that you're looking to get your life insurance for and send it out to those insurance companies. They're going to still do the due diligence that they need, find out exactly, your level of health and all the other particulars. Now, instead of it being $800 a month, you get it knocked down to $625 a month, or whatever that could be. Putting a live reverse auction on a life insurance policy. I mean, it's unlimited in its capabilities and possibilities.
It is truly perfect for commercial and retail use. Now, on the commercial side, there are other platforms that can hold reverse auctions. What separates Bidtron from the rest? Well, here's the two biggest factors, and these are universal factors that we all care about: time and money. Time and money is what separates Bidtron from the rest. Time, because this platform is so simple to use. Auctions can be set up within 5 minutes. It handles all the communications for RFP delivery. It makes sure that all bidders are informed. It provides the transparency. It makes everything easier. Cost, money, because of the value of the platform at $99 at the most. Most auction platforms have a back-end transactional fee. They actually take a percentage cut of the sale. That instantly corrupts the bidding process. There's instantly additional premiums being added on.
Real estate. Jamie just asked a question. That's a good one, Jamie. What about real estate? Well, that's where the forward auction has phenomenal possibilities. You can have someone that's showing their house. There's a lot of interest, okay? And they're getting bids in. Well, what about saying, okay, I've got these 5 pre-qualified buyers. They've all put bids in. Now, let's put the pedal to the metal. I want to sell this house. I've been getting the bids. I've been getting counter bids. Use a Bidtron. Send out the invitation to those 5 qualified buyers. And have a forward auction on the real estate, whether it's commercial or your home or someone else's. And at this point, the $800,000 bid that they got on their 3-bedroom, 2,500 square foot home could now fetch maybe $850,000, maybe $825,000, maybe $810,000. It's only going to cost them $99 more. $99 to run the auction to get an undisclosed amount more of what that possibility is. Same thing for commercial. You might need to sell commercial property. Very, very powerful in the real estate, especially posting with we're going to have soon is what I call the viral link, the VL. Soon, what's going to be able to happen when someone's running these auctions, they're going to be able to post that auction in Facebook, into LinkedIn, into Twitter, and be able to get more competition to drive the price down or up.
Yes, so that's public auctions is what we're creating. We're giving everyone the chance to invite the whole world to bid on their auctions. We want as many vendors as possible to get into these auctions. The more vendors, the more competition, the better the final price is going to be. And of course, the host has the chance to qualify those vendors.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Stanley just said, what about when I'm looking for services in Angie's List? I didn't even think about that, Stan, and that's an interesting statement. And if you do have other questions, you can just post it in the chat box there, just like Stanley did, which is a phenomenal. That's why you can brainstorm from your imagination is it's unlimited. So now you have Angie's List, and that's a very, very astute thought, Stanley. Now you're looking for services in Angie's List, and you need a cleaning lady, or you need, whatever service it could be. And everybody's, they're posting what their services are in your zip code area. You can now say, hey, you know what? These 5 folks that are posting for this service that are in my zip code, I'm going to send them a Bidtron auction link and commoditize that and have those 5 hungry service salespeople bid against each other for the service that I need. So yes, you can. It's a very good idea. You can use an Angie's List for that. Interesting. Now, Brian Turk, who's been closely connected to Ryan and I through the developmental stages of Bidtron, and here on the forefront of the day-to-day nuances and questions and queries of different levels that we never even thought of. Brian, if you could give some insight on a day-to-day what you're encountering and some of the questions that they might not have thought of, that you could let them know it's going to come through their minds.
Yeah, first of all, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for attending today. A quick summation of these limitless ideas or possibilities that Todd and Ryan are touching on. The demographical limitation of Bidtron it simply exists because we haven't considered all the possibilities and potential that this software has. So in terms of limitation, there really isn't any other than, self-imposed by myself or those of you out there that just simply haven't conceptualized all these applications, okay? What I really want to talk about right now is the sales initiative as I envision it, and I think it's based on 2 key concepts, and the purpose of these concepts and breaking them down to this base element is that you may encounter roadblocks in terms of someone's desires or the way that they envision their business practices, and I think if you're shut down in one facet, you're going to find an opening in the other. So those 2 key sales concepts, in my opinion, are the simplification of the RFP, RFQ process. And through that simplification, you're saving them time. There's more of an ease in process flow, and there's a consolidation of a great deal of work and labor that goes into procuring that ultimate price. The other side of that are just the simple savings that you can garner through running the auction. And to put it more elegantly, we're actually going to, through running auctions for these clients, in my opinion, we're going to establish and have a direct impact on the real-time valuation of a good commodity or service in real time, as opposed to letting a vendor or somebody that's in labor determine to you what the valuation is. You're going to force them in a competitive atmosphere to have a say in what the actual real-time valuation of that good commodity or service is. And the additional aspect of the savings that you can garner through this process, or I guess the reason why you can achieve that, is that there's the transparency of these live bids in front of all of the bidders. But the key to that, in my opinion, is maintaining the anonymity of the other bidders. There's no preconceived notions in terms of who it is that's making the bid and the actual, idea of who they are as a business. They don't have that option or that opportunity to make preconceived notions and infuse that into whether they want to counter bid, if that makes sense.
Brian, you put in such a great element here. Is how empowering it is for the auction hosts. No one wants to have to haggle and go back and forth with your vendors and your relationships and go through that, even on just the pure stress and the inconvenience of it. To have this, where it's a neutral tool that does all that work with the way that's just filled with integrity and transparency, makes the entire process more comfortable for everyone. Every vendor is going to get to make their best shot to put in the price and win the business, and the buyer, the host, is going to have the opportunity to review all these bids. They can pick whichever one they want. It doesn't have to be the lowest one necessarily. They have the power to choose whatever bid they want to do, because this is an open-ended tool. So for them to be able to have the system do all the work, take away that stress on the relationships in the process, and turn it into a neutral setting where the lowest price or best value as determined by the host is at the end of the day procured, that's the power and the magic of it.
And you know, how do you sell it, right? You network. Because it's good for anyone, you network with your immediate family and friends, and their family and friends, and their family and friends. You network. That's how you enter the chemical manufacturer that's doing procurement 40, 50, 60, 80 times a day. And they're purchasing from one component to another. If they're manufacturers, they're purchasing resin for plastic, they're purchasing coppers for metal, they're purchasing steel, whatever that could be. Now, here's the beauty of it. You guys do this right. You network it right. You could literally become a millionaire because you get into the right place and network with the right people. Now, are you going to be able to call into that chemical manufacturing plant and speak to the purchasing manager? Maybe and maybe not. Depending on the level of craft that you have in your skill set to penetrate the gatekeeper and get to the purchasing manager and your perseverance. But the beauty of it is that purchasing agent has a mom. That purchasing agent might have a brother, might have a father, might have a friend. You can connect through your LinkedIn, through other media sources, as well as relationships that you have, because it's good for that purchaser's home that they might be selling, or construction needs that they might need for their renovation, or moving service, or snowplow service, or many other reasons that individual on a personal level could be using it or needing it, or a friend of theirs. All you have to do, and this is where the potential to make literally millions, because when you get there, you're making 25% of these values on every single sale. Now, the auction on demand, that happens one at a time, okay? But the beauty of that is it can connect the dots to so many other people, because all you have to do at that point is continue to speak to individuals, and they will know people that will know people that will know people, and you keep following that lead, and the crumbs, follow the crumbs, and all of a sudden there might be a big pie at the end of the potential. You know, so 25%. 25%, you get a manufacturer that's running, 4 or 5 auctions a week or 4 or 5 auctions a month. It's reoccurring. These are subscriptions. So once you make that and you don't have to do anything after that. Once you establish that relationship, you're one and done. You don't have to handhold anything. That just continues to reoccur every single month. 25% of these values. So if you sell the platinum, you have a reoccurring commission of $300 every single month, and because it auto renews, just like your subscription to Netflix, or what's the other one that you were talking about?
FreeCreditReport.com comes to mind, and another concept that I wanted to get out there, and maybe I'm jumping around a little bit, but to put this in terms that we can relate to. Because most of you are EMEX affiliates, and your thought process is, how does this compare to EMEX? With EMEX, we're selling an actual individual commodity, being natural gas or electricity. I want you guys to think about this software as a service that Bidtron is in terms of QuickBooks, okay? QuickBooks revolutionized bookkeeping. It consolidated and created an ease and process flow of how people manage their business's finances, and that's the vision that we at Bidtron have for this software, is that we really want to and are capable of revolutionizing the procurement industry, much in the way that QuickBooks revolutionized the bookkeeping industry. So you really need to think about it, and it may sound grandiose, but I'm sure that the same vision existed at QuickBooks when nobody knew what that was, and look at what it is now.
And it's so simple. That is the most beautiful thing about this, is it's so simple. The ease of entry is so non-intimidating, so user-friendly, and the first auction is free. There's so much conviction about the success of this platform and its effectiveness. The first auction is free. It will prove itself,
And that's just, you know, a testament to the beauty of it. Is now you say, well, how do I make money then on an auction on demand when Uncle Joe is moving to, you know, Florida and it's a one-time use or whenever? Well, Uncle Joe's now sending it out to 5 van lines, right? So at that point, there's 5 qualified vendors that have just used it. Now, those vendors in this particular supposition are van lines. They're purchasing on a regular basis. They're purchasing office supplies. They're purchasing blankets. They're purchasing trucks. When they're purchasing that truck, they could commoditize that truck. So all of a sudden, that one Uncle Joe that's going to use it once a year now just sent it out to 4 different vendors. Now you have 4 hot leads. Then they're going to send it out. And the further you penetrate the opportunity and make yourself available to these participants and finding out who those participants are and then saying, hey, by the way, I'm a Bidtron agent. I represented the auction for the Pennsylvania-Florida move. If you have interest in using this, I can give you full details. I can send you information, and now you're getting credit. Now they send it out to their vendors that they're purchasing gasoline to fill up the trucks with, or it goes on and it snowballs. And each month you're getting these subscription renewals automatic. And the beauty of it is there's no commitment by the customer to have a contract. There is no contract. So if they like it, they're using it, it just continues to auto-renew. And they can cancel it at any time without any penalty. Yes. Linda wanted to know, what about companies that might use 50 or 80 auctions a month or even more? Is there a corporate rate? Absolutely. If you have customers that are going beyond the platinum, those are negotiated on a case-by-case basis, and we can come up with high-volume auction accounts. And, of course, yes, you'll continue to get that as well, Linda.
So we here at Bidtron, the corporate support's there. Once the customer's signed up, we're handling all IT support they might need, any instructions or collaborating on facilitating their RFPs and their auctions. We're here to help that. All you need to do is continue to represent the product. We're here to schedule the conference calls and pull on the demonstrations and provide the marketing material, everything that you need to do to be successful. The only thing you have to do is look into your own backyard and find the friends and family and the business connections that are readily needing and already doing the innate process of competitive purchasing, and you're just giving them the ultimate facilitator and negotiator for what they're already doing. No one's reinventing the wheel. No one's even changing the innate mechanisms of how anything's being done. We're just making it easier, and we're just making it transparent, and we're just inducing competition. And I say just, but that's how simple it is. And that is the missing ingredient that 99% of these buyers and sellers are missing. Here it is. For at most, $99 an auction.
Now, there's going to be new things coming. As you'll see, the home page and the rest of the pages have been redesigned and are getting pushed up in the next, maybe by the end of the day today, no later than Friday. Additionally, there's going to be a new category here. And that category is going to be, there's going to be a new navigation field. It's going to be categories. And you're going to be able to post public auctions and have a significant opportunity on, so you know, there was a question from I think Steve about, you know, antiques and vehicles and such of that nature. Soon, in the coming weeks, not that long, there'll be a category page, and you're going to have the opportunity to post it publicly as well. We'll be getting into those new phases. We'll be sharing that information with everybody as it becomes unveiled, and it's all in the process. It's not just a thought and conceptualization. It's in physical form, just ready, needing to have more development work to finish it off.
So guys, if you're ready, give us a call. Let's get started. Sign up, go to Bidtron.com right now, go to the affiliates tab, and start signing up if you haven't already. Give us a call. Email support@Bidtron.com for marketing material, including the PowerPoint that we shared today. Anything that you need, we are here to support. This webinar has been recorded, so this will be shared and distributed. We definitely welcome you to use this and share this with all of your prospects that you want to recruit as Bidtron affiliates. Now's the time. This thing is launching. The snowball is in motion. This is your opportunity to get in on the ground level and to find success before it is mass marketed to everyone else. We're going through our affiliates because this has been an ongoing evolution and collaboration with our affiliates.
And you have a chance to be a part of something very, very big. And what's made EMEX explode is the processes that we've created in this real-time bidding event. And now we're taking it to the steps that have unlimited potential. It's not just electricity and natural gas in deregulated areas to commercial customers. Now it's to retail customer to commercial customers. It's from water to platinum, to wood, to metals, to services, to trucking, to real estate, and on and on and on. That opportunity is going to create potential Bidtron corporate employees from our affiliates that are successful, that could have potential stock ownership and shares if it goes public. You're with the startup that is created from the foundation to be the biggest, if one of the biggest, if not the biggest, one of the biggest commercial electricity and natural gas brokerage firms in the world. That happened in 8 short years. Now, we've taken that magic sauce,
all that experience, all that blood, sweat, and tears that we scratch and claw to make it what it is, just from a few people and a great idea into this giant firm that we are now as EMEX. We've taken all that knowledge, all that experience, all that technology, and we're starting it again on the biggest, most applicable software we could possibly think of.
There's no complacency here. It's not, oh, you know what? Okay, we developed EMEX, and now we can just get our boat and get a lake lot and fish to the sunset.
We want to contribute to the world. We want technology. This is win-win software right here.
And we want to pay it forward. It's you, the affiliates, that have created the viral effect and the snowball effect of the EMEX model being so successful.
We're here to meet you halfway. No one but yourself can be accountable for your own success, but we can enable it. We're here to enable your success as long as you put in the effort, listen to our words and our guidance, and then apply your own instincts and applications to Bidtron and to EMEX. You will be successful.
You network with everyone that you know. It's a numbers game. You network because this is going to be applicable for almost anyone. It's just about timing. It's applicable for everyone and anyone, business or retail individual. It's just a matter of timing. And if you network out into your network, create a network, further the network, ask your Aunt Sally, hey, anyone else you know? Well, yeah, Marge might be interested. And then Marge's husband happens to be a cement manufacturer. I mean, you network through your Facebook, through your Twitter. I guarantee the potential for success is unfathomable.
Now's the time, guys. Go to Bidtron.com, go to affiliates to sign up. Give us a call in the office to discuss details, to help with the approach. Once you're able to schedule presentations and demonstrations, we're here to assist with that. Schedule them in advance with us, please.
Ask for Brian, ask for Ryan, ask for Todd, ask for Charlene, ask for CJ, ask for Alex.
We'll make it happen, guys.
There's a whole team here. And not only that, we're an email away. We're a phone call away. Calling us at the 800-220-1983 or email us at support. Whichever way it's best for you, we're available to assist you and create the opportunity to come to fruition. This is not just, okay, let's throw a Hail Mary up and hope this thing gets caught and not off our knee or ankle like those lucky little...
almost lucky.
Yeah.
Almost lucky.
But nonetheless, that's right.
Yeah.
Because I'm still thinking that's the out of one. That's how like I'm dumbfounded still. But all joking aside, is sign up. If you haven't signed up as a Bidtron agent, sign up. Go to Bidtron.com. There's no cost. There's never a cost to make money. You don't have to buy something to say, oh, I can make money now. You get referral fees also that you get 10% override if you refer an agent, and whatever that agent gets, you get 10% of the retail value.
You can recruit. There's a one-tier downline for Bidtron affiliates to recruit other affiliates.
The opportunity is there. Seize the moment. Put forth the necessary due diligence, effort, tenacity, perseverance, and I feel extremely confident that there's going to be millionaires out there selling Bidtron, and maybe even something greater than that.
We do. Again, thanks everyone for attending today's webinar. It has been recorded. It will be distributed. Everyone have a fantastic day. Register right now. Can't wait to talk to you guys directly on the phone.